Hey guys, Buffalo Gaming back for another video today for our blueprint series, and today we're going to go over the Kilo 141 blueprint called the Berliner, which is unlocked via Warzone challenges. So I'll show you how to unlock that, and then we'll get into some gameplay with the weapon. So let me go ahead and back out here, and we see our final design for the Berliner. Obviously this is the Kilo 141 of the HK433, made out of Germany. So it makes sense that it's called the Berliner. So let's back out here. You can see the attachments. First off, let me show you how to unlock this. So if we go to our barracks, missions and challenges, and we just tab over to the Warzone missions, it's going to be the one all the way at the bottom called Boot Camp. So there's 10 objectives to this. Again, you need to unlock this in Warzone, and I don't even think I had this selected, and it just started unlocking. So I'm not sure if they did something where if you're just completing these, it happens, or if this was just happened to be selected by default. So go ahead and check that out. Make sure you select it, I guess, just to be safe. But again, fairly easy to unlock. So the 10 objectives are ping an enemy as the first step. So if you're on PS4 like myself, just double up on the D-pad at an enemy's location. It'll ping the enemy. Whoops, go back down here. So again, that's ping the enemy. The second step is going to be ping an object on the ground. So that's just one tap up on the D-pad, ping any object, armor, bullets, gun, whatever, for a teammate. And then next, ping danger in the world. So that's, again, just double up in an area. Could be like a building where you know there's enemies, and it'll ping danger in the world. The fourth one is collect a weapon in one different matches. So again, that's pretty easy. Just pick up a weapon. And I don't even think it's drop packs. I think it's just pick up a weapon. So fairly easy to unlock, not very specific, but again, you should be able to accomplish that pretty easily on that step. Just pick up a weapon or pick up something from a drop pack as well. The fifth one is collect your loadout one time. So there you go, is pick it up from a drop pack. So step 4 would just be collect a weapon in one different match. So go ahead and find a weapon anywhere in one of the loot boxes, and you should be set there. Now for the fifth step, you need to call in a loadout drop with a buy station for $6,000, or just find one. They do drop randomly throughout the matches, so you just go to that and then select one of your custom loadouts to bring in to Warzone at that time. Sixth step is collect 15 piles of cash from the ground. So again, fairly easy. Just run over the cash and pick it up and collect the money by looting. And the seventh step is survive 1 second in the gas field. So again, very easy. You have a gas mask on, or you can just dip into the field really quickly for 1 second and then come out and you'll be okay there. Pilot one vehicle for 5 matches, so just fly the helicopter around for this one. Obviously, if it were a ground vehicle, it would say drive. So this is, I'm assuming, just must be a helicopter. So you just pilot the helicopter around in 5 different Warzone matches. And then the ninth one is open 10 caches. So again, just go to any cache drop or box on the map, loot box there, that do make those glowing noises that come in different colors, and open those boxes. Then the 10th one is use 6 armor plates. So for PS4, just equip those plates holding triangle, and you just need to use 6 armor plates. So equip them 6 times, basically use 6 plates. You can hold 3 on you at a time on your plate carrier, and 5 as backup. So obviously, as those plates get whittled down, just make sure you're replacing them, and you should be able to complete that. So obviously, then the final blueprint reward is the Berliner for the Kilo 141 or the HK433 here. So let's go ahead, and I'll go back to just my custom class where I just had this set up for multiplayer. And you can see it only uses 4 out of the 5 attachments. So by default, to start, we're using the Singard Arms Whisperer. So this is the barrel attachment with the integral suppressor. So the pros being sound suppression and bullet velocity. The con being ADS speed, which you're going to get just about any attachment on the gun. So it doesn't affect the weapon that bad. So don't worry about that. Again, you get 2 for 1 here because you get a shorter barrel attachment as well as an integral suppressor. So go ahead and keep that selected. Now the other attachment that comes with the blueprint is a 1 milliwatt laser. So this is going to improve your hip fire accuracy for the pro. Now this is the one laser that is not visible to enemies no matter what. So obviously the 5 milliwatt and tac lasers are, depending on the situations they're used. The 1 milliwatt, you'll see it, but your enemies will never see it. So this is a good one, and really does have the same effect as hip fire accuracy as the 5 milliwatt also. Go ahead and keep that selected. The third attachment is going to be the no stock option. So this is going to increase your movement speed and ADS speed, the con being aiming stability and recoil control. So using this online, you'll see it in the game here when we get into it. I was actually shocked how little recoil there was on this weapon, especially given that there's no underbarrel attachment, being that there's no stock out. Because in real life, obviously, this thing's going to kick like crazy. So there's very little to no recoil, and I'm picking enemies off across the map. We're playing on Rust, and there's just very little recoil on the weapon. So I was actually pretty shocked. So again, movement speed and ADS speed, con being aiming stability and recoil control, which I didn't notice either of those cons whatsoever. So yeah, it's a pretty good attachment actually. Go ahead and skip the perk and the rear grip, and the ammunition is going to be that 50 round Stenag mag. So by default, it comes with the 30 round clip. You can see there, 30 round magazine of 5.56. So the blueprint has the 50 rounds. So you're just going from 30 to 50 rounds of 5.56. The cons being ADS speed and movement speed, which again, you're kind of mitigating or making up for that with a no stock option, some of the other attachments on the weapons. So you're not going to feel the effects of that whatsoever. And that's the final attachment. Now, again, that's 4 or 5, so you can put on another attachment where you think you need it. You could throw any type of underbarrel on from a ranger, an operator, even something like a commando that's not going to impact your ADS speed. Or you could do an optic if you want an operator reflex or a holographic, something along those lines. Those are really personal preference. Or you could use a perk, wherever you wanted to utilize that 5th attachment slot if you wanted to. In the gameplay, you'll see I'm using it just with the 4 attachments by default here, and the iron sights on this are very good, so you really don't need an optic on this. The iron sights on the Kilo are very good, same with some of the M4 as well. So very good optics, iron sights on this. I really don't find a spot for the 5th attachment. You could use it for the underbarrel or even a perk I would recommend, just so you're not impacting ADS speed, or you could use something like a commando foregrip or even the tactical foregrip, so you're not going to impact ADS speed with this attachment. So again, this is the final design for the Berliner out of the Kilo 141 of the HK433. So major cosmetic changes here. Obviously, we have the tape that's present on the pistol grip of the weapon. You have ZLR there on the left-hand side of the upper receiver, as well as the German flag there as well, being the Berliner is the name of the blueprint. We have the rubber band along the base of the handguard, similar to what we see with like the clean house versions of the M13 that we covered. One really nice cosmetic change here is that we have the 5 milliwatt laser there. I haven't noticed this with other attachments. Is you can see the 5 milliwatt laser, and then where that connects to the left-hand side of the handguard here, where you would push that laser in order to activate and deactivate it. So you can see that's a really nice cosmetic addition to this weapon that I haven't noticed on any other weapon in the past with those tactical lasers. So if I were to just select like a 5 milliwatt, it looks like it does the same, and even a tactical laser does the same as well. So that doesn't really change the cosmetics of the weapon that much. By having that on there, you can really select whatever attachment you want, and it seems like that's on there by default. So if we were to remove this, obviously now that's gone. But any laser attachment, you're gonna have that nice little cosmetic addition to the weapon that I haven't noticed before on the base weapon. That's really the only major cosmetic changes with this. It's really the base Kilo at default here. We just have the ZLR, the German flag, as well as the tape on the pistol grip. A little bit different style to the pistol grip there as well. If I just jump out to one of my HK builds that I've been using in Warzone, you can see the differences in the pistol grip there by default, as well as we don't have ZLR on the side of the weapon. And if I were to, okay, so you can also see that the tactical laser, instead of being on the top like we have it with the Berliner, it's on the right-hand side of the weapon. And there is no cord leading out anywhere to where that's going to be gripped on the handguard to activate or deactivate, not even down to the pistol grip or anywhere like that on the magazine well. So interesting changes to the weapon here. If I were to strip this down, I believe this would still be on the right-hand side of the weapon. So some nice, interesting changes to the weapon. Again, if we go back down to the Berliner, this is the base weapon. I'll get into the gameplay here now in the background. And you can see me using this in domination on Rust, so it handles really well. Pretty high kill game, like 46 and 20 something. Wasn't able to get anything past a couple cruise missiles for kill streaks, but again, very hectic on Rust. One of my least favorite maps, but you can see how versatile this weapon is in close quarters engagements as well as even at range. I engage decent range for a lot of my engagements across the map. Even though it's not a large map, you're still getting pretty good damage at range still with this weapon, especially with the low recoil, given that there's no stock on the weapon. And that's where I was really surprised that I was able to almost deadly accurately pick off enemies from the other end of the map. So very impressed with just this blueprint. I like this very much overall. Very similar to the Union Jack or the Union Black blueprint that we covered. Just some minor changes here, obviously, cosmetically and attachment wise. So again, just feel free to use that 5th attachment wherever you want if you wanted to. Overall, this is a really good weapon. I think it handles really well in multiplayer, as you'll see here in the gameplay. So let me know what you guys think of this. Have you unlocked it yet? Do you plan to unlock it? And let me know down below in the comments section what you think of this blueprint. Any blueprints that you want me to cover that you've noticed that are added into the game. There's a few for Warzone that I want to be covering, as well as some additional ones that we're adding into the shop that we'll get to in the next couple days. So go ahead and let me know down below. Also, be sure, if you're liking the content, to subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps out smaller channels like myself as well. And we've grown quite a bit over the past couple months, so I want to thank all of you for that. Be sure to leave your suggestions for any weapon conversions, weapons that you want to see added to the game. I need to do some more tweets just with those weapons to Infinity Ward, to Joel Emsley, and things like that, to see if we can get some of these added, like an AK-12, an XM8, for blueprints for existing weapons. I think would be really nice addition to the game, since the gunsmith is so versatile. There's a lot of depth to this. I think having blueprints that majorly cosmetically change the weapons, for example, like we talked about the AK-47, giving it a blueprint to turn it into an actual AK-12 would be very nice. As well as G36 or the Holger 26 could be an XM8, things like that. Also, different attachments that we could add to make different weapons would be really neat to see going forward. So let me know down below what you guys think. Hope you enjoy the gameplay. Leave you guys with this just to see how this thing handles. If it's worth unlocking for you, let me know down below. If you're playing Warzone, not playing Warzone. Overall, if you're not even playing Warzone, this is fairly simple to unlock, so I would recommend just going in, playing a couple games, and you can go ahead and unlock this, and it handles really well. Again, I like this a lot. I think it's a pretty neat looking blueprint. So let me know down below, and until next time, Buckner Gaming, out.
Enemy at the cargo containers.
Friendly care package inbound. Got Charlie. Friendly UAV over.
Hostiles in the area.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Friendly shield turret destroyed. Enemy Wilson deployed. Enemy's halfway there. Step it up. Securing Alpha. They've got 2 objectives. Keep it. Not needed at sea. Securing Alpha. Friendly care package inbound. Got 2 objectives. Lock it down. We've lost Alpha. Friendly shield turret destroyed. Need backup to Charlie. Cruise missile. Go for launch. Securing B. Jaguar secure. Cruise missile away. Backup to Charlie. Bravo.
Enemy at the cargo containers.
Bravo secure. We've lost Charlie.
Package 3-1 arriving on station, ready for test.
You're needed at
Enemy
B.
at the cargo container.
Securing Charlie. They've got 2 objectives. Keep hitting them. Friendly UAV over. We're taking out. Distraction. It's pretty hard on the enemy. Needed at Bravo. Securing Charlie. Friendly shield turret destroyed. We've got 2 objectives. Lock it down. Hostiles taking Alpha. Go for launch. You're needed at Bravo. We're taking Alpha. Jaguar 3-0. Go away. Friendly shield turret deployed. Friendly shield turret deployed. Securing Charlie. Securing Alpha. Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. We're taking Charlie. We're falling behind. Regroup. Need backup at Bravo. Friendly shield turret deployed. We're taking Charlie. Hostiles at Bravo top. Enemy UAV overhead. We're holding Charlie. Securing Charlie. Losing C. Hard day, lads. Clean yourselves up.